and he keeps the dream alive. They swap to the more mobile tanks and the Winston and the Ball, the Hammond. So they get the players back to the point in time, and they clutch up. And did PPE Ascend even? Did they get the second point? Did they get the final cap? They did in overtime, right? Or not? I can't remember.
Yes.
Yes, they did. Okay, but time bank wise, Murdoch won.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. And again, we're seeing some really good tight matches here. And even though both Ascend and Murdoch, but more Murdoch in the last couple of matches, have had some, say, unusual selection of heroes.
Definitely.
But the game before that, Ascend for one lineup, we were trying maybe something new. And yeah, they've just fought back really hard and captured the points. We've had a lot of captured points happening on the overtime clock.
Yeah.
It's really, really good to see. In fact, some of it is going so fast, it's almost impossible to call
it is at times. It's because usually it's very easy to tell which team is going to come out on top in these scuffles, but these two teams are so evenly matched and so disorganized at times that.
Sorry to interrupt. I just got a message from Swerved. Apparently, he said they had 1 minute left.
They had 1 minute left. Okay.
In the overtime, his info is wrong. Call him out.
Oh no! So when you get overtime, you get 1 minute on the clock for the next push. So if you cap it out in overtime,
oh right,
you will get 1 minute to push it out in the next push. Yeah, I suffer from casting short-term memory loss.
What?
So very specific. Only happens when I cast. I just forget. That's why I have you here, Jimmy.
What do you mean?
Remember those things.
Look, well, think about all the words that you've said right.
Let's focus on that.
Yeah, you're doing an excellent job. Absolutely excellent job.
Jimmy, you make me blush.
And man, these players just also had off in respect to the players. Because
I'm very happy with how these games are going.
And what's the next map?
Lijiang Tower, by the looks of things. I like some Lijiang. I also like it when Murdoch Esports doesn't pick Rhine. So I hope that they actually I think this is perhaps the only map where Rhine is still semi-viable. So we could potentially be seeing Rhine. That's because it's so easy to close gap on this map because there's so many on this particular map. Not Lijiang Tower as a whole, just this control center, I believe this is called. The control center, it's so easy to close the gap because you have so many walls and parts of the map that you can use to advance without having to sacrifice your shield's health. Whereas Rissa, she just, I press W, I use shield, I have another one in 2 seconds. Reinhardt kind of requires the mobility off the back of the Lucio and the map to make up for that lack in shield consistency.
On the note of Arissa, there she is, and I a month ago called her the thing that looks like a horse.
Yep, she is the horse. She is horse. That is what she's known as. And look, I talked about the Reinhardt actually being semi-viable on this map, and there you go, they have it. And what's better is they have the Lucio as well, but you can see Doomfist immediately charging in, disrupting the front line of Murdoch. They're getting an exchange, but Vetrix actually falls. So Murdoch, they actually have the better end of this exchange. They should be killing the Doomfist here because it's committed all this mobility for no reason. But Fanta's died as well. So very much back and forth in this fight, but Ascend are getting the better exchange in the end. They are getting the picks, and Snow is going in, despite having all this charge, almost throws away his life for it as well. Thankfully he doesn't, so he will keep his charge.
Oh, Vengify going down there.
Yeah. To the Storm Arrows from across the map. Very unfortunate.
We're having a lot of back and forth of players going down.
Snow is marching forward. They have the immortality field. Oh, they're out, Shadow though!
What a
They're outside
stun.
the immortality field! So they should be falling down. They are getting the picks, but Swerve did kill Fanta Santa for his crimes. James diving in by himself on the Lucio, just manages to get out. Snow is picking up the kills in the meantime though. Very high energy right now. 62% on the ground. There is a Bob on the point. They're trying to take him down, but they're not taking him down quick enough. And their friend has fallen as a result of it. They're throwing out the Dragon Strike as well. The cherry on top, and they will get the flip. 40% was built up by Ascend in that fight. They have to use ults for it, though. They have to use ults for it.
So Ascend slightly in the lead, but now Murdoch has the point. And
And all they have to do to answer this inevitable push coming out from Ascend is Kim and her Coalescence. Spect has his speed drop. There you go.
oh yes,
The damage amp. So much damage. You'll expect to see it coming out from this team call. But Kim's found 2 with the Coalescence. So despite all the damage that's coming out from Ascend, they can't actually get anything out of it because Kim's got him bloody found 2.
oh Ascend
Alright.
just crumbling there.
Oh no.
But they have a lot of ults in the bank.
Yeah, they still do have a lot of ults. They only use 2. But super drive. Oh, super. I can't remember the name. We're gonna call it Bongo. Bongo and damage amp. Exits up. Yes, they force out the ult, but a nice shatter again from Fanta Santa. Very consistent with these shatters, and it's even more impressive by fact that it's going up against a double shield meta. It makes it even harder. You can see they're trying to turn things around with the immortality field, but they're not quite going to be able to do it because Fanta is in your face. He's enabling his team. He's creating the space to get these picks, and at this point, they're just getting the staggers.
Murdoch is just working so well as a team here at this moment.
Absolutely.
And Ascend really need to, well, be a tighter ball when they push.
And Dan's they've swapped to Ryan Zarya themselves here, but look at the ults. You know what's about to happen. Snow, the grab, the Dragon Strike on top with the hammer from Fanta as well. These players are all falling down. And with only 8% left, I doubt they're going to be able to get to the point, let alone spawn in time.
You have to feel a little bit sorry there for Ascend copying it right from almost spawn point. But great job there by Murdoch as the team there.
Absolutely, they played so perfectly with the Ryan comp, getting 2 big Earth Shatters that win the fight for his team, along with individual players from the Moira, Kim, opening things up with a 2K after the enemy team just used their amplification matrix and the supercharger as well, turning the fight around completely. And you know, they're also playing. They're just playing their team comp so well. They're executing the fights perfectly almost. Sometimes things can get a little bit scuffed, but you know that's what scrims are for. But they pulled out the top there.
Have they changed it up a bit this time?
Yes, I'm glad that they've taken themselves off the Rhine. Okay, that's a good sign. But it's this bunkery type of comp versus Dive. Fenrir, he really likes this Winston. Diva is very rarely seen in the meta these days, but there you go. Fenrir jumps in with the bubble on top. And they get a pick, and it's on to Kim of all things. So Venge, the Doomfist, has actually found opening pick onto a crucial member. So they only have the Mercy alive now. Dan's been DMA'd, but Dongabe is doing so much damage on the Pharah. James VK does manage to get the res, but it doesn't look like it's going to be, it should matter too much. No, Swerved! Swerved is turning things around. His Mercy isn't dying. You can see Snow is doing his best to try and kill him. But Aspect is still alive, so Swerved getting a lot of value out of his phone.
Copying it.
Oh my god, Donga! He gets a 3K and completely reverses that fight. He kills the Mercy, he kills the Pharah. Single-handedly. I was gonna say that fight was basically decided by either side's Pharah.
I sadly missed that view. What happened with Donga there?
Donga, he's on the point. His team is falling, and it's falling by Swerve on the Pharah with the Mercy that seemed almost invincible, and then Donga hits 2 directs mid-air onto the Mercy, and then hits 2 directs mid-air onto Swerve. And he killed someone else as well. I'm not quite sure who it was. Dan needs to be really careful not to get hooked and DMA'd. Donga He has the ult, so if they walk in here, if they overstep, Snow's using the ult as well. So they're pushing them back. And winning this fight very handily.
And Ascend is hopefully hasn't run out of wind. They really need to regroup and push back.
Yeah, what they really need is to swap off this D.Va and Winston, because there is no way in hell you are getting any value out of this team comp. There is nothing to dive. There is nothing to jump that cannot escape your grasp and turn it around. There is nothing. You get zero value out of these two picks. And Donga Bear, wait. Okay, so he gets the kill and decides he's feeling a little bit nice today, so he'll kill himself in the meantime as well. There you go. Okay, Winston dives into the front line, but he's diving into an Orisa Hog. So they should be able to get the turnaround kills. He did use the ult though, so Fenrir disrupting things in the back line. But even so, Murdoch is still getting the kills. They throw out Bob, they force the D-Mag, they force the bomb. And he'll actually manage to kill Fanta with it? And are they turning this around? No, James does get the res onto Fanta, so Fanta back up now. And Donga's alive as well, and he's getting the pocket from the Mercy. So Murdoch will still be able to win this fight.
And they've still got 2 ults in the bank. And their percentage is still going up. And yes, it looks like this point is definitely going to be captured by Murdoch.
Aspect, he wants to touch the point, but what's he doing? What's he doing? Aspect is the Lucio. He can touch the point. Okay, it's because Reaper has touched the point. So they need to slowly stagger their players onto here, not all be here at once. Because I don't think they're going to be able to get any kills for it based off the fact that team composition. You can see Donga is just fragging out on this Pharah. He's uncontested on the point. He's got 3 so far. Snow throws down the ult as well. It's just Dan, the lonely little D.Va. She gets D-Max, she gets halted. And there you go. So
and they were trying their best just to cap the point on overtime there, and just doing some basic moves. They just couldn't get the kills that they needed.
They were, but the way that they played that, trying to get the cap back in that overtime, in that 99%, instead of putting one player on and buying as much time as he can in that one player, and then throwing another player on, and doing it like this so that you can build up the rest of your teammates to go in all as one. They instead put all 3 available heroes to touch, and they touch at the same time, meaning they're all going to die around the same time as well. Which means any other players that get on are just getting on one by one, instead of sort of trying to regroup and take a more methodical approach to how they re-engage that point.
That makes sense.
Oh well. Oh, the hook suck? No. Guess Snow doesn't get the hook, but you know what? Donga gets a pick. So, Donga still uncontested in the sky, getting pocketed by Kim, throwing out a lot of damage. Already 70% to the ults. And honestly, the members of Ascend right now are just so split up on this point. There is no sense. And there you go. The barrage from Donga throws it out, gets the pick. He does die for it, but I don't think it's going to matter at all because the foothold that Murdoch have managed to establish on this point is pretty unbreakable.
Yeah, a bit too strong. And Ascend, like you said, were very, very split there. They definitely paid the price.
Yeah, I don't know why they have D.Va. Literally, D.Va does absolutely nothing here. You know what does do something here? Sigma, because Sigma can block the Pharah bullets no matter where she is, because you can constantly, off cooldown, use your shield to change according to whatever angle the Pharah is shooting at. Yeah, there is a significant cooldown to Dan. What? They actually get the kills. It's a really nice main wall, and they managed to find two off the back of it with the help of the Coalescence. Draco trying to reestablish his team into this fight with a pick onto Venge. But I don't know. I think the damage is a little bit. It's already done. A little bit unturned around the ball for the side of Murdoch, and yeah, just perfectly executed.
And again, we've got a great flip around here.
Yeah, they speed boost themselves through with the Lucio, and they get the May wall onto the frontline players of Murdoch, and they just tear them apart with the Coalescence and the frontline collapsing. So perfect engagement actually from the boys, but that's not a perfect engagement from them this time around. Bench fire dying immediately, and Donga, he's picked up 2 with the ultimate 3. Can he get 4? Yes, he can.
Oh my, 4.
Oh, and this is why you need the Sigma, because at Sigma, if you are keeping track of the Pharah And the Pharah ults, you literally throw the shield at her face and the Pharah will kill herself 100% of the time unless she turns around, but it is very hard to execute.
Yeah.
And D.Va doesn't have that sort of option, especially with the cooldown of the defense matrix. But they're down but not out here. 65% and building though.
Yeah, and Bear just doing some great work in the sky.
They throw the D.Va bomb. D.Va bomb gets 2! Dan clutching up for his team. But Donga's still alive and they find the res on Defanta actually. So Murdoch are bringing themselves back into this fight. Snow gets a hook onto Dan, but needs to be careful because Vengefire is just laying into him right now. The Reaper doing so much damage. He takes down takes down Snow with the help of Vectrix. So, the points ticking up, but they will be able to get the recap off the back of that. A great bomb to open things up. And even though they managed to get the res onto Fanta, they commit a little bit more of their ultimates in the back of Vectrix using the Coalescence.
Yeah, great work from both teams there, and 91% for Murdoch and 45% going for Ascend. Can they hold the point?
Well, they definitely have the ultimates too. They have. There you go. There's the Blizzard. So they throw out the Blizzard onto the front line. Snow's most certainly dying here.
Oh.
One of your tank players is dead, and Fanta's getting pushed on by Venge as well, but Venge does back off. Donga though, oh, he does die this time around. He kills himself, but he has got the picks. He's opened things up for his team. They actually get the res onto Snow as well. It's almost no harm, no foul for Murdoch right now, and they have the players alive to be able to get the kills. In what a fight that starts so horribly for them. Off the back of the Blizzard, they turn it around. Oh, and a nice hook onto Aspect as well. The Moira's on point, but she's used her fade, so she falls as well. Donga picks up that one. And look, only 8% left. Can Venge touch the point? He's looking for it. No, it's going to be the ball.
And this is going to go into overtime.
Oh, but look at the ults that Murdoch have built up for themselves. They use the beat from Respect, but he gets shredded! With the damage of Supercharger, it's going to be so hard to claw back into this point. Overtime is ticking down, and all the players are most certainly going to be dying. Yes. And there's a nice, swift 3-0 from Murdoch on this Lijiang Tower map. And why does it say PPE Ascend? That was not PPE Ascend. It says PPE Ascend wins, but that was Murdoch.
Play of the game.
Oh,
and
Donga Bear doing some absolutely amazing work.
Grav, press Q in Grav, use Storm Arrow, get playoff game. The El Clasico. Yeah, you don't tend to see that too much these days.
You don't see people using Hanzo a lot in tighter, sort of tight maps that have a lot of tight corridors and.
Yeah, absolutely. He's not the most popular hero these days, but there you go. So overall, things were very close, very close. PPE Ascend had a few wins on their side. Murdoch Esports had a few wins on their side. I think in the end, Murdoch Esports finished on top, if I'm not mistaken. My memory isn't the greatest, but I think
I'm pretty damn sure you're right there.
Yeah, I think they had
Murdoch. Generally, though,
not on King's Row, King's Row, but
yeah, King's Row was definitely going the way of Ascend.
Yeah, Ascend absolutely stomped on King's Row, if I'm quite honest.
I mean, can we just call it a draw?
Just call it a draw. You know, both teams played well. And it was close. So
yeah,
I'm happy. I'm happy with how these games went, just by virtue of that. Like I love close games. I hate seeing stomps, and PPE Ascend definitely going toe-to-toe with Murdoch Esports. So these two teams definitely have their eyes on each other because they're very evenly matched.
Yeah, and there was so much back and forth. It was just, it was very, very fast, very furious. And again, it was so good to see the teams at different times just group up like a very tight, I like to say ball, like a good team ball, and just go and smash against the other side. And it was